but thank you for the feedback. Just let me know if that's coming through okay. Okay, I'm going to keep going. I hope it is. It should be now. I've got a different one. Morning, Chicago. Morning, Nick. It's Clive. Oh, Clive. Hi, Clive. It's Clive is hiding as Chicago Thalians. Good morning. Good to see you. How are you doing? So, what we're going to be talking about today is how to leap to Hollywood in one smart move. Oh, a bit quiet. Now, the volume, okay, that's good. Thank you for telling me. The volume will have to be on. Let me see if I can bring the mic a bit closer. Maybe that will help it. Oh, it's perfect sound. Good morning, Eamon. How are you doing? Eamon, no feedback. It's a show director. Oh, it's a show director. Okay. How's that going, guys? Does that sound a bit okay? Bit better? Good, good, good. Thank you. Okay, so how to leap to Hollywood in one smart move. That's what we're going to be talking about. Okay. Now, most actors use what I call the scattergun approach. What they do is they kind of go, right, I'm going to get myself a load of headshots done, and I'm going to get a load of show reels done, and I'm going to get loads and loads of copies. Hello, Indra. Good morning. Nice to see you. How you doing? Get a load of show reels, and I'm going to send all this stuff out, whether I have an agent or not, to as many people as possible and cover the whole world with pictures of me and show reels and things that I've done. And, that's what we're trying to do. Okay? Fantastic sound now, says Clive. Thank you, man. Amen. Great. Good stuff. So that's what we're talking about, right? This is the kind of thing. So what happens is that most of you, sign up to all these sites like, Mandy and Castanet and Star Now, Actors Access, all of those things. Let me know in the comments, which ones do you use? And which do you find the best? Is it Spotlight? Which one is it? What are the ones that you use? What are the ones that you actually find you get the most results from? And what's the range that you actually do subscribe to? And remember, all of these things cost you money, don't they? A lot of them do these days, okay? So I'm going to give you a way that's going to help you sort that. So the biggest thing that happens most of the time, Indra is eating his breakfast. Very good to know that. Shan, she's great now. Good stuff. And Indra's eating his breakfast. I hope it's good. Hope it's good quality, nourishing, enjoyable food. So, welcome, guys. So, what happens is we send out all these materials, and I want you to put yourself in the mindset of someone who's inside a busy casting agency. Even now, I was just about to say, pre-COVID, but even now, because we know all the casting agencies are starting to open up. The BBC, I was listening to some, by the way, there's a interesting thing I saw on the, it was with, on the Andrew Marr breakfast show. Andrew Marr was talking about I've just been given a cup of coffee. Thank you so much, Diane. That's my lovely wife, Lisanne. Hi, Lisanne. Hello. She just gave me a cup of coffee. Oh, she's laughing now. She's just been live. She's no idea. She's just been live. So she's just coming and done that. Okay, so cheers, guys. Excellent, excellent. And on Andrew Marr's breakfast show, and you can see this on the BBC, and I recommend looking at it. He does an interview with Jed Mercurio, who is actually there, right? Jed Mercurio is the guy who, those of you who don't know, is a wonderful man. Was a doctor and now is a writer and has created Line of Duty, which a lot of you may have been up for or trying to get into or whatever. But he was talking about what's happening in terms of COVID and the way that this is actually affecting everybody's lives and what it is that's going to happen for them to get back filming. And it's going to be the same for everyone. We're all going to have some kind of, I was hearing something on the news this morning talking about digital immunity passports, right? I mean, this is the kind of thing that's going to happen, right? Thank you, Clive. That's very kind of you. Yes, it was our wedding anniversary yesterday. So 28 years, absolutely marvelous. So I do recommend checking that out because he starts talking about the way that the BBC are going to be looking into codes and practices in terms of COVID. Everybody's looking into that. Absolutely extraordinary thing. Yeah, Clive is talking. Yeah, the Grimleys, that's right. He's an amazing writer. There's a very good documentary about him on Sky Arts as well. Very well worth seeing. And if for those of you who write as well, if you haven't seen it, do check out The Bodyguard. Oh my God, the first episode of The Bodyguard. Any of you guys seen it? Awesome. Incredible writing. Just incredible. Do check it out. Recommend that. So, back to what we were talking about. So, we're sending off. So, imagine you're in a casting director's office, okay? And in there are hundreds of people. Good morning. No worries at all. Arlene, lovely to see you. Imagine that you're in the casting director's office and every single person in there is buzzing around. And then in comes your email saying, basically, hello, my name is so-and-so, give me work, right? What they actually see, unless you're in a position where you've given in, contemporary, 10 by 8s, unless you give the old-fashioned headshots, what they're going to see is, thank you, Andrea, how lovely. Thank you very much. That's very kind of you. So what they're going to see, instead of the 10 by 8 photograph, which is this size, as you know, they're going to you're going to look at a tiny little thumbnail of a digital high resolution photograph, which is absolutely tiny. That is how small your impact is going to be inside a very busy office. You have a choice. You can keep on doing, hey, Ronan, how are you doing? Jed, you met him. Oh, good. Nice guy, I'm sure. Very good man. Hey, Ronan, how are you? Good to see you, sir. So, this is the kind of thing that you can do with your headshots. Your headshot will come over as this tiny little digital thumbnail. And so it's going to be very difficult to kind of break through the noise of this, right? So what we've got to do is start thinking smart. We've got to start thinking in a good way. We've got to start using our brain in terms of getting connections. So what I want to suggest to you is, what is it that we want? We want exposure. We want visibility. We want to raise our profile. We want to get seen by more people. If you agree with me, jot that down in there. Is that what you actually want? Do you want to raise your connection to the business? Do you want to bring up your profile? Do you want to get seen and get known by more people quicker? Is that what you want? Type it in the notes. Is that what's going on? Cheers, cup of coffee. Funny thing is, she hates coffee. That's just amazing. She made me a cup of coffee. Oh, okay. So that's what we want, right? We want to get our profile up there. We want to get our profile out there, be known by more people, so that we can start to imagine walking those red carpets, right? And holding those statues, right? That's what we're looking for, okay? So, just a reminder that every single one of you who came on last week, and I know a lot of you guys, Arlene, I know, Clive, I know, Indra, I know, Andrea, I know, a lot of you, Sean, I know, all of you who came along for the last 3 weeks and be doing the live show, every single one of you who came along will get a free copy of those 9 trainings, which I'm going to call Breakthrough to Success. Okay, if you in exchange for a testimonial, if you give me a very simple 1 to 3 minute video testimonial, you just grab your phone like that and go, hey, Nick, I just want to say this, that, and the other, blah, 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 blah. This was really cool. I like that. You've got really nice hair, and I want to marry you. That kind of thing, right? That sort of stuff. Then you just send it over to me, and I'll pop it up on the website. Don't say you want to marry me. That's just kind of absurd. But do you know what I'm saying? Because I'm already married. I'm celebrating my anniversary. What's the point? So that's the kind of thing, okay? Something like that. And I'll give you all the 9 hours of that free training, which will really make a difference in your life if you send me a video testimonial. That's all you got to do. It takes 1 to 3 minutes. Press send, and that will be yours, okay? So that's what we want to talk about there. Now, the next thing we want to do is, okay, who are the people we really want to work with? Let's say we want to get in touch with Spielberg, okay? Let's say we really want to work with Scorsese, Catherine Bigelow, Mira Nair, okay? Let's say these are the people that you want to work with. What do you think the chances are of you sending in a tiny little email to Steven Spielberg? Do you think it's going to get anywhere near him? Will it break through the gated community? Perhaps not. But what would happen if you started to imagine for a second that you could connect to someone who's made an Oscar-winning short film? Think about that. What would happen if you could connect to Oscar-winning short film directors, writers, producers, actors. You see, anyone who's won an Oscar at that level will have gone to the ceremony. They would have gone to the Kodak Theatre in Los Angeles. They would have gone through that. This is pre-COVID, right? That kind of thing. They would have gone. They would have met and networked with hundreds and hundreds of people. Most of them will have spent, a good fortune getting over there, getting to LA. They will have done the rounds. They'll have done all the parties. They'd seen as many people as they possibly can. They will have been networked into the business. So all of the people who've made these Oscar-winning short films are highly networked. But there is one difference. They haven't blown up yet. They're still making short films. They've still got this. But what is every single short film writer or director or producer or casting director wanting to achieve? Write in the notes. What is it? In the comments. What do they want? What is it that they want to do? Continue making short films? Or do you think they've probably already got a couple of features in the bank? They've got feature films lined up that they're trying to get moving on. Now, I know Ronan, who's here today. Ronan is a very good screenwriter and director and does all sorts of things. Ronan, how many times have you actually done this, right? How many times have you actually got scripts together and taken them out all over LA and done that, right? It's tough shit, right? It's a difficult gig. But for actors to want to try and connect to people who are doing short films, there's a slightly easier route. So what I'm going to suggest to you is this. This is the way you're going to do it. You're going to open up in your hello Limni feature. Absolutely. Exactly. Andrea says she's sorting your testimonial today. Just need to do something with my lockdown hair. I know the feeling. Why do you think I'm wearing a hat? I know the feeling. Okay. So exactly, recognition for features. That's exactly the kind of thing we're looking for. They're looking for that. They're all working. Every single Oscar-winning short film director, casting director, producer, or actor who's working on short films wants to get into features. That's what they want to do. So they're lined up, ready to go. So this is the person you want to get in touch with, right? So this is how you're going to do it. You're going to open up a Google Doc. And if you don't know how to do that, just type into Google, how do I open up a Google Doc? Okay, it's really easy. So you'll do that and you're going to bring up a spreadsheet. First thing you're going to do, left-hand column, you're going to write out a list of all the Oscar-winning short film directors. Let's say for the last 5-7 years, something like that. Then the next column, Oscar-winning short film directors, producers, next list, casting directors. Okay, that's what you want to do. That's the first thing. The next column, you're going to talk about, do you know them? Do you have any kind of referral to that person? You all know the 6 degrees of separation, right? It's absolutely true. All of us know. There you go. Rowan Elias says 37 times he's been to... He's absolute. That is great advice. Rowan Elias has been 37 times to Hollywood. He met Robert Mitchum and Shirley MacLaine. Don't be shy. Exactly. Stop being shy. We're all shy. There's nothing wrong with shyness. But you got to get out there. It's really, really worth making these connections. Okay? So you've now got your columns. These are the people you're going to be focusing on. Okay, do you know them or do you need a referral? Have you got 6 degrees of separation? Let's assume that you know them. Now remember we're talking short film Oscar winning directors, producers, okay? With any one of those, let's say you live in Ireland. I know there's been a couple of Irish Oscar winning short film directors and recently. A couple of those, do you know them? Do you know them? Maybe you do. Have you ever thought of kind of maybe wanting to work with them? Have you ever done anything about it? If not, why not? Okay, in the UK, that often happens too. Oscar-winning short film directors, producers, casting directors. You may know them, or you may have a friend who was in the short film, or you may know someone who was in the short film. Okay, you've got to find the ways of thinking smart When you think smart, you're going to see that it's really easy to get these connections, okay? How is this sounding? Is this inspiring? Is this exciting? Think about this, guys. This is really possible, right? And doable. So the next column you're going to do is you're going to write down IMDb Pro. Okay? If you haven't got IMDb Pro, get a friend who has. Get hold of a copy. You can always find it. Probably your agent has one. Get a list of all the casting directors, all the contacts, all the emails that they give you. Now, my number one caveat is once you get all these emails, what we're going to do is we're going to start connecting to these people. If people say in IMDb Pro, do not contact me, or do not send in any unsolicited comments, don't do it. Okay? It's a really bad idea to come over as pushy and needy and sleazy and salesman-y and pushy and, hi, I'm an actor, buy my stuff. You know what I mean? Really not a good idea. Okay? So pull away from that. I emphasize this so clearly over and over again. You've got to be polite. You've got to be a pain in the ass, absolutely, but you've got to be a pleasant pain in the ass. You've really got to keep moving. You've got to believe in yourself, but come from a good place. Come of service and helping. That's where you want to come from. Okay? The other thing you can do is follow these people on Twitter. That's your next column. Facebook, Instagram, YouTube. Get onto these channels. Find out all of these people and make lists of their Twitter handles, their Facebook handles, their YouTube handles, the Instagram pages, okay? All of that. And then what we're going to do is we're going to approach them using what I call PVCs. PVC, okay? Positive, value-based connections. PVC. PVC, which stands for positive, value-based connections. Okay? That's what we're going to do. Rule of thumb, how often should you do it? I call this the 9-to-1 rule. Every time that you're connecting with people on Instagram, Twitter, or Facebook, we'll come back to the email, okay, as well. Every time you meet with people on Facebook, Twitter, or Instagram, or any of those social media sites, follow the 9-to-1 rule. 9 beneficial, value-adding, supportive, encouraging, nice, good vibes sending to that person. You know, let's say you follow someone on Twitter and you see someone said, I don't know, something about, I'm just trying to think. Oh yeah, Kush Jumbo posted something the other day on Twitter, which was really good, and I thought it was great, which is about the way that we're all going to be, you know, moving into what kind of protections are there going to be for actors. So let's say that was the person you were looking into. You'd write a little Twitter thing just saying, thank you for highlighting this. I think it's a really important thing. Thank you so much for doing that. Okay. That's exactly the kind of thing that you want to do. Okay. Sorry, I've just got a phone call coming through. Actually, from a director. Oh, cool. Who knows? Right. That could be good. Who knows? Or not. Anyway, that's the kind of thing we're going to be talking about, right? So these are the connections you want to be talking. You're always going to be doing these 9 value-based, really positive connections, right? Okay. And then once, every now and again, you can mention, are you casting anything? Is there anything you're doing? Would you like to see my show reel? And when you guys, most of you know now the way that I coach in terms of this, what I call the the vertically branded website. When you've got the website working, okay, the way that I coach it, then you can just send them a single link, tiny little email. When they've said yes, ping, have a look at me, ping, done. Okay? Does that sound doable or possible? Okay? Now, remembering, we're going back to, if you have connections for these Oscar-winning directors, okay, if you have connections, if you know them, and a lot of you will, and if you look, you know, as I say, use the 6 degrees of separation, you will find that you know someone. Connect through that way. Get a referral. Ask for a referral. Would it be okay to meet for a coffee? Could we meet on Zoom? Could we do this? I'd love to show you my this. Love to show you that. We're talking at that level. We're not talking gated community. This is human contact. It's not about pushy, sleazy business stuff. Okay? It's genuine human contact. Okay? Exactly. Right? So, that's my sort of suggestion there. The other final thing I want to leave you with is just to make sure that you're finding out about where the work is. Let's say you're focusing your attentions on one person. Let's say that person is Sharon Bialy. Okay, a lot of you know that I met Sharon Bialy. She came out. Do you know Sharon Bialy? Sharon Bialy was the casting director of Breaking Bad and Better Call Saul. And she came along. I've been kind of like following her on Twitter and Instagram for a long time. And she came over to Dublin and she came to see the show that I was doing called Drama at Innish, which we did at the Abbey last year. And she came in and I got to meet Sharon Bialy, the casting director from Breaking Bad. So this kind of stuff works, guys. It really does work. I also met Marcy Liroff this way. Okay, it's a really, really good. You know Marcy Liroff, E.T., cast E.T., and all the Spielberg stuff. She came, suddenly turned up in the Abbey. This stuff works. And I coach you how to do all this in the Action Club. All this stuff is in there. So this is really, 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 really important to do. One thing, the final thing I want to talk about is Google Alerts. We have technology at our advantage now. If you're going to be, say, following Sharon Bialy, you go into Google, and if you don't know how to set up a Google Alert, simply just type in Google Alert. It'll tell you how you do it. You set it up real quick. And what a Google Alert is, every time Sharon Bialy's name or your Oscar-winning short film director's name or the contact that you want, right? Whatever one you put in, that will then come back to you and you'll get pinged every single time anything happens in relation to her or him. Get the idea? So now you've got a plan. Now you've got something that's doable. You've got something you can actively participate in, actively create, and actively make happen. Okay? That's pretty much all I want to tell you about that. Now, the other thing I wanted to just show is that these are the kind of things that I talk about in the Action Club. Now, the Action Club is what I do. When I left drama school in 1804, when the world was black and white and there were mammoths roaming the earth and tusks everywhere and cavemen beating their chests. Back in those days, right, there was absolutely nothing. As soon as we came out of drama school, there was nothing for actors to keep working on the business. You got your job or you didn't get the job. That was it. And I always thought, this is crazy. I know, even then I knew you've got to keep training. You have to keep growing. You've got to keep growing in the right direction. You've got to find ways to activate new thoughts, new thinking. Okay. Now in London, one of the things that they did do was they created the Actors Centre. And that after a while, that was a fantastic thing for quite a long time. And, I mean, you paid a fairly modest kind of like sum. I think it was, I can't remember what it was there. I think it was 150 quid a year, something like that. Something like that. And what would happen was that, you'd go to these places and you'd be able to have these, casting calls and meeting people and doing all that. But of course, all of that stuff has all disappeared now, right? All of that has gone. All of those training places where you might go, like the lab, in Dublin, has gone. Not the building, but the actual, all the training that you can do. All of these things have just disappeared. So what I have is this thing called the Action Club, and I'd love to invite you to come and consider, coming into that. If you want to keep growing as a person, keep developing on a weekly basis, because this is the kind of stuff that really makes the difference. It's the game changer. It's the needle mover. It's the stuff that will give you the things that will make you feel more connected to the business. So I want to just show you this. This is a little walkthrough of what the Action Club is like. And I'll just take you through it.
Hey guys, this is Nick Dunning here. I'm the creator and founder of Total Audition Magician.
It's a bit slow,
and
but
the author of NLP for Actors.
Hey,
and I want to
Paula,
introduce you to the Action Club to show you inside and under the bonnet. So have a little peek. Let me take you through. We're going to give you the welcome to the course, and we work with assessments here, as you can probably see. We go through an assessment each month, and each assessment focuses your conscious mind and your unconscious mind on creating more and more success for yourself as an actor. You're going to get a copy of my NLP for Actors, the roadmap, and we give you a brief sort of outline of what positive psychology for actors is all about. Thinker and the Prover, how that works, the power of your unconscious mind, and the Yes Book. When you start activating the Yes Book, you will be amazed.
Now, I just want to stop about the Yes Book. That is something that is probably the most powerful thing you can do. What that does is you start doing a kind of, it's almost a meditative process where you dive into all of the positive things that have ever happened to you and you bring them all to the surface. And what this does is, as you probably remember last week, we're talking about is the integrating all of those ideas of your, or everything that's ever been positive that's ever happened to you. We bring them in so that they become part of your unconscious. And when we start to do that, your unconscious mind starts to accept all of those things and then raises you up to that level. And now your level has changed, and now you can carry on and move on from a new level of learning.
Talk a little bit about Showreels in here and other things that you can see. We have the Ultimate Audition Mindset and Self-Taping Guide and the Ultimate Performance Checklist. All of these are exceptionally powerful and work very, very well. In the first month, we look at Kaizen, which is the Japanese word which simply means change for better, which is basically a way of approaching everything that we do as actors. And you're going to also be given, as part of your membership, 21 Days to Acting Success, my high performance habits training, and I'm going to show you a little video of how you maximize that. You're going to learn about your timeline and strategic picturing. This is a way to use NLP processes to activate goals inside your mind.
Now, that strategic picturing is the process that I use. I mentioned it quite a few times last week in the training. And what it is, we talked about the visualization, how you can begin to use visualization to increase and improve everything that you do. Here's a little thought. Do you know this phrase? Visualization is more important than knowledge. Do you know who said that? Einstein. Boing. Pause for dramatic effect. Now, do you remember, when Einstein was trying to talk about, his E equals mc squared theory, you may have seen the visualization that he talks about, riding on the moonbeam. That is how he found that's how he discovered his particular theory. Visualization works.
Body at a very deep level. In the second month, we talk about breaking through obstacles, and I show you the formula for success and the bounce, how to get more acting work fast. This takes you directly to working with people in the film industry in LA or anywhere else in the world.
This is what we're talking about now. This is what we're talking about.
We have bonus training videos. These things are really helpful for making decisions. And the third month...
Oh, sorry, I can't even go back a bit, but did you see that one, the pizza walk? That's the one that is amazing for breaking down any kind of hesitation, any kind of worry, any kind of the example I use is, supposing you're in a bar and you see, a great producer or director you want to go and see, and a little part of you comes up and goes, oh, and you hesitate, and you hesitate, and you hesitate, and you don't go and connect with the casting director, or you don't connect with the director. The part of you that hesitates and hesitates will wait and wait and wait. The pizza walk will just blow that away. So you'll go up and meet casting directors, and you'll feel good about it.
We talk about acceptance, accountability, and action. We talk about how you learn to break through and handle all the things that are working in your life. Sometimes you think they're working against you. This is the way that we turn your dreads into dreams. Video testimonials from some of the people we've been working with, coaching calls and replays. I do this once a month, and each coaching call links you directly to the materials that we're talking about, so you can get further encouragement. And of course, you can write to me 24/7 about anything, any questions at all. In the fourth month, we talk about the swish pattern, visual squash, and peripheral vision. These are really exceptional skills that you're going to benefit from. Swish pattern gets rid of all feelings of anxiety.
It is, Kieran. It really is.
And worry in auditions or on self-tapes. We're going to show you the visual squash and how to use peripheral vision. You're going to also learn about casting directors on Twitter, how to raise your profile, and it's a total free training course about that. In the fifth month, involving, inspiring, and inviting. This is a way to activate more positivity in your life. And I'm going to show you some processes that work really well to help you with that. There's various MP3 relaxations as well that we do. Each one of those, again, keeps your mind and body focused on the prize so that you know what you're doing and where you're going. It's very easy to fall out of the loop in this business, isn't it? And this is a way to keep you on track. In the sixth month, we talk about pain and fear. The fear of loss pain, process pain, and outcome pain. You may not have even have known that there are 3 different types of pain.
Thank you,
and
Arlene.
each one of them needs to be looked at in a particular way. When you work through the process or the loss pain, then the pain dissolves completely. And that's what we're trying to work on there. The power ritual, deeper dive into abundance. We move on to the audition achievement, the accelerator. In month 8, I show you the A-list elevator, how you go up in the world, and the charisma cascade. This is how to turn on charisma so that it works for you, and you're also going to learn about stillness on camera. In the 9th month, relaxation, how to be relaxed on stage, on camera, on film and TV, and in any kind of interview situation or meeting. The positive mental imprint generator. This is going to show you how to activate this at a very conscious way in a different direction. The ultimate decision destroyer. Anything that's ever happened to you that in your life you regret or you wish was no longer there, this is the way that we're going to lose this. We can lose all of those old negative beliefs and patterns. They just shift and change quickly and easily. And here we're talking about the actor's wheel, subtraction and multiplication, and addition. These are new ways and means to keep you focused. Each one of these are short, little powerful exercises for you to do, and as you can see, they keep on growing, as do you. If you're interested,
So basically that's what we do. And what it is I wanted to find a way to encourage actors to realize that it's possible to keep growing and developing. But rather than huge, great, long, mammoth long videos that you have to sit through, these are like little vignettes, but they cut to the chase because there's so much crap out there, and I think we have to know what it is that we're doing so that we can just get that stuff out of our way. So what I wanted to do was to suggest to you guys today, if any of you want to do this, I really recommend it. It works out at €15 a month. That's the way I look at it. And it's also, you can cancel at any time. Sometimes what happens is guys come on, they do a couple of months, they do 3, 4 months, something like that. And they go, oh, and now they've had a problem maybe with bills or something. So they just write into me and I said, that's absolutely fine, no problem. So we just cancel that. That's no problem. That's fine, no problem. So that's certainly what can happen. It's €15 a month, and what it does is it just keeps you growing in an organic way. It works out €3.50 a week, which is the equivalent of a cup of coffee. So you have a choice, really, as to whether or not you think this is a good idea. Can you begin to imagine the kind of things that you could shift and change in your life for a relatively modest investment? So I know a lot of you guys have, want to coach with me, and I know that can be a little bit prohibitive sometimes. So this is why I created this. It's a way of kind of like breaking through the kind of the mental crap that holds you back. That's the way I look at it. And it's just going to help you grow, develop and change and keep moving. And if you kind of come along today, I'm going to give you a couple of bonuses. One you saw in there, which is the Achievement Accelerator. Audition Achievement, the Accelerator. This is something you can just drop in as a little MP3. It's a hypnotic MP3, and it puts you into an amazingly confident, powerful state so you can feel really good before you go into your audition. You just rock it out the park. One of my clients, Katie Sheridan, she did that. She listened to it once and she went in and she scored what was it for? It was a commercial. She did two. No, she got 2. She did one for Oral-B and one for a chocolate firm. Was it Ferrero Rocher? Anyway, it was a chocolate firm. Some chocolates, and then she did Oral-B, and she made about £35,000-40,000 just like that, just by listening to this once, just putting yourself in the right space before you go into an audition or a self-tape. Really cool. That's one of the benefits. The other thing you can get is Total Audition Magician. I'm going to give you Total Audition Magician as well, which is €500 value, and that's the price it will go back to after COVID. So you can get this for free. If you come on board now, it's €15 a month. You can cancel anytime, right? So if you're interested in that, I'll put the link around the video just after this. So guys, just to recap over the whole thing there, what we're talking about is essentially these tips, tools, and techniques to turn you towards becoming an in-demand on-screen actor. That's what I'm going to do. And I'd love to see you again on Wednesday if you want to come along for that. I'm going to come along Wednesday and Fridays, Monday, Wednesday, Friday, 10:45 in the morning. Love to see you here. Love to see you then. And do tell your friends, because it also really does help me. You know, when people type in comments and bring friends, it like brings it all up. And I think they're very beneficial, and hopefully you think so too, and you'd like to share it with your with your communities and friends and people that you know. So thank you guys, and lots of love. See you next Wednesday. Take care, stay care, wash your hands. Take care. Bye guys. Bye bye.